What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my World Cup series. This is episode number 47, and we start today's episode off by reviewing the group table here after our opening two games with the Asian Confederation. We got one win and one loss as well, so yeah, it's an inconsistent start as you'd probably expect with this team. Of course, we lost the first game quite heavily, then we won the second game thanks to an injury time winner, so it does mean that coming into our third and final group stage game, if we win the game, we will qualify. If we draw, we might qualify, we might not, we probably won't, but you never know. And if we lose the game, we are surely all but out. So with that in mind, I was really sort of hopeful of my chances, even though I was a little bit pessimistic as you expect because my team's quite weak. I was still really hopeful of getting the win, and the side I came up against had lost his first two games. And he had shipped 7 goals in those two games as well. He had a good side though. Courtois in goal, back four of Alba, Ogbonna, Inigo, Martinez and Johnson. The midfield four was Schürrle, Götze, Matuidi and Lennon, and the strike partnership was Mario Balotelli and Cristiano Ronaldo playing up top. So yeah, despite the fact his side was, you know, really good, I was surprised he had lost his opening two games. But that's FIFA. Sometimes you've got to be a good player and not just have a good squad. And the first chance of the game would actually fall to us in the 6th minute here as I play a quick 1-2 with Lee Dong-gook and Tim Cahill. Lee Dong-gook goes forward and we finesse it into the corner after Courtois came out. So he doesn't really have the pace, Lee Dong-gook, but he's got a good finish on him. And as Courtois came out, I thought it was only sensible to try and curl into the bottom corner, and that's exactly what we did. So 1-0 up, and directly from kickoff, my opponent tries to spread the ball forward with Matuidi. We make the challenge. Lee Dong-gook finds Tim Cahill. We play it over the top towards Kazuki Honda. Honda runs clear of Glenn Johnson and ends up blasting the ball in. Well, blasting the ball, sort of a tame effort, but still he blasts the ball into the bottom corner, if you can call that a blast, and makes it 2-0. So 2-0 up very early on, and that's exactly what we wanted, because of course losing this game we're definitely out. Draw the game, we might go through, we might not, but win the game and we are surely through. So 2-0 up, great start for us. However, in the 27th minute, my opponent would get himself back in the game with Mandzukic there. He brought the Croatian off the bench, and unfortunately, as he crosses the ball in, he heads it in to make it 2-1. And Mandzukic is so good on this game, both the World Cup update and the normal Ultimate Team. He's really hard to stop, and he makes it 2-1 there. And in the 30th minute, Andre Schürrle collects the ball, fake shots around my centre back, and blasted into the top corner. So in just a few minutes, he scored 2 quick goals, and I was 2-0 up in this game, and it's now 2-2. So really poor from me. Couldn't hold on to the lead, and it is now 2-2. And in the 48th minute, my opponent goes ahead and gets the ball here with Mandzukic, and unfortunately makes it 3-2. So the turnaround is complete for my opponent. He comes from 2-0 down to make it 3-2, and the defending was just so poor, man. I was just all over the place. I could not defend for the life of me, and I was not having a good game at the back. But in the 70th minute, you see Kago get on the ball here and offload it towards Kim Chi-woo at left back. He plays a quick 1-2 with Lee Dong-gook, and we end up crossing the ball into the centre towards that man Tim Cahill, who wins the header and puts it in via the near post to make it 3-3. So we're back on level terms in the 71st minute, and I'm glad to be back in this game. And I didn't really know whether I needed a draw or whether a win. I didn't know whether I need the win or whether the draw would be good enough. So I kept on trying to get myself the winning goal, not just sit back and take the draw, but my shooting boots were on the wrong way around clearly, because I just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net for the 4th time. It was still 3-3, and it was how the game would finish. So a 3-3 draw, and I was just really disappointed. You know, I was 2 goals up inside the opening 10 minutes, and I let the lead slip. And my opponent ended up turning the game around to make it 3-2. So I was glad I got myself back on level terms to make it 3-3, but I should have won that game really. And you know, shipping 3 goals is really poor. And I didn't know whether I was going to be out of the tournament or not. However, as you'll see here, I did indeed qualify for the knockout stages. So I guess I was really fortunate. I mean, you know, sometimes you can go through those 4 points like I did. Sometimes 4 points aren't enough, but thankfully they were for me. We are through to the knockout stages of the World Cup. We'll go to the round of 16, and yeah, it's okay. I mean, we haven't really sort of set the world alight with these first 3 games with the Asian Confederation, as you'd expect, but I didn't really see us getting through the group stages, you know, especially after losing the first game so heavily by 5-2. I really did feel as though we'd probably go out straight away, but I was really surprised to go through to the knockout stages, and I'm very pleased with that. You know, I mean, the biggest problem, as you can see by those results there, is my defence. I shipped 10 goals in 3 games, and that's just not good enough. But even so, we're through to the round of 16, and hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves through to the quarters, through to the semis, and through to the final. Who knows? But it's a good start regardless with the new confederation, and yeah, it definitely gives us some motivation going on to the round of 16. And following that, I had to renew me my coin boost as well as it was running out. And then we get ourselves into the round of 16 game. And of course with this side, you know, I mean, it probably is going to take us quite a while to win the World Cup. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got a few quality players in there. Obviously Kagawa is really good, Honda's great, I really like Tim Cahill obviously. It's got some decent players, but the defence mainly is just really poor, and that's the biggest issue for me. I feel as though I'm probably going to, you know, I'll probably score like 1 or 2, maybe even 3 goals per game, but you know, when it comes down to conceding goals, I'll also probably concede the same amount as well, because it's just so weak defensively, and that's the biggest area for me. I don't really know where to improve the defence. With the attack, I can change things around quite nicely, you know, I've got quite a few options there, but in defence, it's really poor, you know, it really is. There's not a single player in my back line that was 75 rated or above and would be considered a goal player, which is really poor. But even so, we get ourselves into the round of 16 game here, hoping to get a win and go through to the quarterfinals, but it's going to be a difficult game because my opponent has an 82 rated 100 chemistry side, 4-1-2-1-2. De Gea in goal, back for a Jordi Alba, Barzagli, Peluso I think it is, and Kyle Walker, Javi Martinez, Juan Mata, Theo Walcott, Diamanti, Remy, and Negredo as well. I probably got one or two of those wrong, but yeah, really decent side. And the first chance of the game would fall to me in the 16th minute as we played the ball forward towards Ashkan Djaga. Djaga plays a great chip ball over the top towards Lee Dong-gook, down the left hand side, he takes on Barzagli, cuts it back towards Kagawa. Kagawa shoots and finds the back of the net. So 1-0 up, 16 minutes in. A lovely little move there and a great finish by Kagawa to wrap it off. So 1-0 up, a fantastic start, and I'm very pleased. Just a few minutes later, Loic Remy collects the ball here. It's a good opportunity for him on a 2-on-1. He slides it through to Negredo. The first shot is well blocked by Kim Young Kwon, but unfortunately Walcott wins the ball, crosses it in, and Negredo has a simple header into the open goal as Ramati was out for his line. So it's 1-1, and unfortunately I'm not in the lead for very long, and my opponent is back on level terms here in the 23rd minute. Just a couple of minutes later here, I get the ball away of Honda and it comes to Diamanti. He finds Loic Remy. Remy collects the ball and goes down the centre. He offloads it out wide towards the run of Theo Walcott. He keeps on going down the right hand side, crosses the ball in. Diamanti wins the header and makes it 2-1. So just like the first game, I surrender my lead very early on, and unfortunately Diamanti completes the turnaround and it is 2-1 to my opponent. So that's really poor defending from me there, and it is 2-1. And in the 31st minute, I try and get myself back on level terms. Uchida collects it and finds Tim Cahill on the edge of the area, but his shot is well saved by the United goalkeeper De Gea. And unfortunately we can't level it up and we are still behind. But in the 35th minute, you see Ki Sung Young find Tim Cahill. Some nice passing here. Sees Cahill go down the right hand side. He beats the last man and shoots, but it's another really good stop by De Gea. Couldn't seem to beat the Spaniard for a second time, and we are still behind. And a few minutes later, my opponent almost made it 3-1 here. Negredo collects the ball and finds Theo Walcott down the right hand side. It is a great chance, but it's a good save by Ramati, and my goalkeeper gets the ball away and it falls to Remy, but the chance comes to nothing. So still 2-1 to my opponent. In the 53rd minute, it was another chance for him as he collects the ball with Kyle Walker. He slides it through towards Javi Martinez. He finds Mata, a really good opportunity. It's a fantastic block by Uchida as I get the ball over the bar and out for a corner. And from that corner, it is crossed in by Diamanti into the centre. Peluso goes for the header. It hits the bar, and we just about managed to get the ball away. So my opponent wasn't sitting back and trying to hold on to his lead. He was going for that third goal. And in the 66th minute, it was another good chance for him here as Javi Martinez collects the ball, shoots from range, and he hits the outside of the post, and it goes out for a goal kick. So I just couldn't get myself going in the second half. You know, I really couldn't. I was all over the place, and if anyone was going to score that fourth goal in this game, it was going to be my opponent. If it wasn't for Ramati making a few good saves and my opponent shooting just being a little bit off target, he would have sewn the game up by now. But to be honest, I have to say, this was a game where I was never really in complete control. My opponent was playing much better than me. I couldn't really get myself a foothold in the game, and every time he came forward, he looked like scoring. And again, if it wasn't for the last-ditch blocks, and you know my opponent hit the woodwork for the third time there, Ramati making a couple of good saves, he would have won this game by 5 or 6 goals to 1. And the last chance would fall in the 90th minute, but as you see me get the ball away there, it goes out for a corner. I just couldn't seem to stop him, and from that corner, Diamanti crosses the ball in, and thankfully for us, the shot by Remy goes wide. But the game did finish 2-1, and I have no, you know, there's nothing I can sort of draw from that game for me to sort of complain about, or for me to sit there and say it's not fair, I should have got the win, but unfortunately I didn't because of this or that. You know, I just didn't play well. You know, it's as simple as that. I didn't have a good game at all. I wasn't really set in this game. I don't know what it was exactly. Even when I took the lead with Kagawa, I still wasn't fancying my chances, and other than the other 2 chances I had, all the attacks came through my opponent. I didn't really get the passing going in this game.